Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I understand this will be a very brief overview until you make way to the closing session, and so will I. I'll be very brief about some of the elements that we can draw out of the discussion today. This afternoon we discussed the water strategy of Egypt.
Excuse me, can we please sit down? Can we take a seat, please? Can we all take a seat?
That's fine. When we discuss the essential resource such as water and how it drives our food security and our regional food basket role that we've been playing, our partnership with the European Union as an export market for the fruits and vegetables category, then we can extract some of the investment opportunities out of this. The investment opportunities we are presenting today are predominantly in the food processing space, in the desalination space, and in the logistics space.
Please take a seat. Thank you very much. Take a seat quietly.
As we mentioned during the discussion, Egypt is one of the largest importers of the grains category. We're a large market for grains, but we need to have better efficiency in managing those, reduce losses along the transportation, make sure we prolong the life of any reserves and strategic reserves we need to handle either on the way into Egypt or the way outside of Egypt. On the back of that, the Suez Canal Economic Zone is launching this partnership model to handle and to establish multi-grain storage facilities. And this is a clean dry bulk management facility or storage facility annexed to the seaports. This is part of the ecosystem of logistics to make sure we can reduce waste and to manage our resources better. Okay. The stats say that we have 55 million tons of grains that exchange hands in Egypt. And if we reduce waste by 15%, which is the current KPI of losses, we can actually achieve significant value saving. On the back of this same argument, as an agricultural market, we have to invest also in the downstream, in the value creation. I was listening carefully to the discussions during the session, and during the discussion we see that there's a $50 billion market out there that we need to capture, and for us to capture that market, we need to be very efficient around waste of our own agricultural product, and to be able to do so, we also need to make sure that we capture a larger value, part of the value chain in the downstream. So we are also presenting a number of opportunities in either the concentrates, the juice or food processing. Processing of the dry tomatoes was one of the examples mentioned earlier as well. So whatever we can invest in the value chain, in the downstream value chain, is something that is very much accretive for a market like Egypt. And our scale and the volume that comes out of this market also is a compelling value chain. Next, when we look at the water opportunity, water has two facets. The first one is you need to understand what Egypt is doing about the desalination program. Desal program in Egypt is part of the strategy of managing our resources and the ability to deliver desalinated water for coastal line cities instead of having to displace or pump Nile water with all the losses along the way, with the energy that you consume to push the water towards the coastal cities. So the government of Egypt launched a very ambitious 8.8 million cubic meter per day capacity for desalination program to feed the coastal cities across the Red Sea, the canal area, and also the North Mediterranean shoreline city concentrations. This is a very ambitious program, and it's a very popular program when it comes to our developers. We had launched the pre-qualification for 17 consortia to build capacities anywhere between less than 200,000 cubic meter per day capacity all the way to consortia that can build anywhere between 500,000 to 1 million and north of 1 million cubic meter per day capacity. And these are 21 identified locations that are going to come to market in an auction process towards the pre-qualified participants. The model is going to be a feeding tariff program with the triple P unit support to create a bankable, with a sovereign guarantee, a bankable feeding tariff program for the desalination. And this will also feed the urban development, the Ministry of Housing, and the Suez Canal Authority as it manages the canal area municipal services. The sheer program of this, the sheer size of this program lends itself well towards the next opportunity, which is the industrialization of some of the components of the desalination technology, and chief among those comes the membranes. The membranes are driven by our sustainable industrial ambitions to make sure we can attract those technologies to our part of the world, and also to feed the regional markets out neighboring to us. With this ambitious program, Egypt is going to be the largest desalination market in the region by far. The current existing capacities are only a fraction of the 8.8. And for us to reach that, we want to make sure we highlight where Egypt has very solid competitive advantage. Cost of labor is a fraction of now China. Post the devaluation, we have become a very competitive market when it comes to the cost of labor. On the cost of electricity as well, given our renewable mix and our journey towards becoming more sustainable and more green in the energy mix, our cost of power is going to also be a very competitively sustainable cost of electricity. This is part of the ambition that drives our next opportunity, which is the desalination power plant, desalination industrial plant. And this is part of our ability to attract investments. As a sovereign fund, we're also pledging to co-invest alongside any OEM technology partner that would participate in this space. And of course, such like His Excellency, the Minister alluded earlier, the water is an integral part. Desalination is also an integral part of the process of creating green hydrogen for the future of repowering Europe. Last but not least, I will also present the last opportunity, which is the water reuse and treatment plant. This is also for the Suez Canal Economic Zone. This is a complex that is being offered. The treatment plant is going to be roughly 70,000 cubic meter per day discharge capacity and intake of 100,000 cubic meter per day capacity. As I promised, I will be very brief. All those opportunities and many others are there on the website. I do invite you to scan the QR code. You can download all those documents and also have access to a much wider set of opportunities. And thank you for your attention, and I will not keep you any further. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. If you can make your way to the plenary room, there are major deal signings that will happen and will be witnessed by His Excellency, the Prime Minister. Also, the closing ceremony is about to start in the plenary room, so please make your way over to there. Thank you very much.